Hi everyone. So I just wanted to give you a bit of a tutorial, really, a workshop on how to use Photopea. And the reason I've decided to choose this option rather than Photoshop is because Photopea and Photoshop are very, very similar. However, Photopea is available free online. And I've also got a bank of YouTube videos that can actually help with regards to Photopea by another BTEC media teacher. So I will upload that onto Google Classroom for you to have access to. So basically what we're going to do is I've opened up my leaflet on Publisher already, so it's there ready to use later on. And what I have got open is photopea.com. So it's very, very straightforward. It's free. You can save your work as you go along. You can also access this at home if you've got a computer with internet. So there's a couple of options I wanted to show you. The first one is if I go to new project, you can use lots of different templates, etc. So what I'm going to do is it's my new project. I'm going to set the background transparent because it will make life easier later on. I'm going to go to print. You can obviously choose whatever size or whatnot you like. Just for now, I've been practicing on a business card size. So I am going to work on this. So I'd scrolled through the templates before and I liked just for the purpose of showing you guys, I'm going for the skull and crossbones. So I'm going to select that, sorry. And I have been presented with a template. So along the right-hand side is all your different layers. As you can see, I could change the color of that if I wanted to, but I'm actually not going to use the color. I'll show you that in a moment. But what you can do is you can change so if I highlight that, I'm going to double click on the text and I'm going to change the actual wording to Student Diversity Festival. And let's click on, it opened up my mind because we don't want it to say that. I'm just going to let it say something like established in 2023. So you might decide that for your logo, you like the skull and crossbones and whatnot. You're going to keep that as it is. These eye toggles are to do with things being transparent. So if I actually click on background and change the eye toggle, I've actually got something that's transparent, ready to translate onto my leaflet. I'm going to go back to the font because actually I don't want it in white. So I'm going to highlight it. I'm then going to go up to this white box up the top. I don't want white font. I want to change it to something else. I had a pink leaflet from before, so I'm going to choose a complementary color. Let's go for turquoise. And there we go. If I just click off of that, there we go. So what I want to do is I want to save it. So, okay. So what I want to do is I want to go to File because I'm now finished with this. So I want to go to Export as a PNG, which is just a picture format. I want to save it for the web and save. And there we have it saved in my downloads. So if I show it in the folder, that's my logo. I'm going to cut that. So you can do Control and X or you can just right click and do cut. And I want to save it into my resources folder. There we go. So if I open up Publisher, I want to insert picture. So go back to my materials and my logo's there. Insert. Lovely jubbly. And I can move it up the top. So that is one way of doing a logo ready to save into your folder, ready to put into your poster or your leaflet. Another way of doing it, so if I go back and I'm going to create a new project, I'll keep it as a business card. I want to keep that as transparent and I'm going to select create and I am presented with the white and grey squares. So that is to show us that it's a transparent background. So that basically means if it was a whole white background, you'd get the whole white background when you're saving your picture and then transferring it onto your projects. If it's if it shows a background like this, it means it can overlay, maybe go over a picture, maybe go over some text that you've got. So you really want to try and keep that. So what I've done is I had opened up some pictures of rainbows, just for argument's sake. I'm creating a logo with rainbows for today. So I could pick any of these. I've deliberately picked a picture that's already got a transparent background. You can do that, or you can choose a different picture. You might decide to choose this one, but I'm going to go back to the image that I had. So you can either right click and save image as and save it into your resources folder, or you can right click and just do copy image. So that if I go back into my new project, I can either do right click, no you can't, not on here, edit and paste. And there is my image. So obviously that could be my logo. You might want to decide to do some text as well. So I'm going to highlight the T, and I want to change the font. So I'm maybe going to go for, this is what's quite nice on Photopea. It shows you the different fonts as well. Obviously, if you've got a font that you've downloaded from Dafon, you don't need to do this at this point. But just to show you, I'm going to go for that one. It looks a little bit like what I've been using previously. And I am just going to start typing. So obviously it's Student Diversity Festival. Diversity Festival. I could change, so I've just highlighted that there. I could change the colour. So maybe I'll go for a pink because my leaflet's in pink. I might change the size of the text, make it a bit bigger, a bit smaller. And that's it. So I'm just going to move that over. There we go. Move it up a little bit so that the text is over the actual picture itself. And I have then got there we go. I've got my text over my logo. So what I want to do, like we just did before, I want to file, export as a PNG, save it, and it's now into my downloads folder, show in folder, Control X, so that I can paste it into my resources folder. Go back to publisher, decided I don't want that one anymore. Oh no, actually tell a lie, let's keep that one as it is. We want to insert the next one. So it was called a new project, and there it is. So obviously, if you're using any kind of symbol within your logo, you might then decide to save just the image itself without the text. It might form maybe some of your bullet points. Yeah. What I've done is I've just opened up a new project in Photopea. I've gone back into the pictures of the rainbows, right click, copy image, go back to Photopea with the transparent background, edit and paste. There we go. So maybe come out of that, I don't want that. I just want to highlight the arrow just so it makes it easier for me to navigate. So what I want to try and do is actually make my rainbow a little bit smaller. So maybe I can go to image size. So maybe I'll change it to 500, and then it changes the height for me already. Press OK. Let's save it as that for now. Export as PNG, save. It's obviously down as a new project again. So what I'll do is I'll edit the name of it. So let's call it logo bullet point. Highlight that. Control X, stick it over into my resources folder. If I go back to publisher, I've decided that underneath the smiling lady, I want bullet points for some of the things I'm going to say. So what did we change it to? Logo bullet point. There we go. Makes it all nice and small. So you can make that a little bit small if you want to. And then next to that, I might then insert a text box. I can start typing speakers include the smiling lady. But then I want to include something else. So it's two ways of doing this. You can either just highlight what you've got there and then Control and C, or right click copy, right click paste. So I might have my bullet points kind of going in that fashion, or I might have them just kind of next to each other lined up. Draw another text box down here. Food stalls from around the world. And you can see how I'm kind of beginning to build that up. I've already copied the rainbow. So if I do Control V, it's there again. Move it down so it's in line. Another text box might say something like wheelchair and disability friendly and accessible, just something like that. You can see where we're going with it. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. And then another thing you can do is when you've chosen an image for your logo, but it comes with a white background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose this picture. I am going to right click it and copy, go into Photopea, open my project from new, as I've done before. I'll go into print. Let's do business card, transparent background, create. So I'm going to edit and paste my image over. So as you can see, that's no good for me because when I save this image as it is, and I'll show you, because if I export this as a PNG, I'm going to call it Teddy White, save it into my folder, and open up my publisher. Oh, not that one. Publisher, where is it? There. And insert, this is what I mean by having a transparent background. So you need Teddy White. So unless you wanted a white background, that's fine. But you might want the Teddy to go over maybe the picture of her or whatever it is. So let's get rid of that and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So what I've done is I have edited, pasted my teddy bear picture onto the transparent background. I want to select the magic wand. This is a really good tool for selecting things where you kind of want to alter the image, edit the image. But what I want to do is I'm going to click on the actual teddy bear itself, the background, sorry, and it highlights the entire teddy bear with the square as well. And what I want to do is right click and I want to remove BG background. And it will do it. There we go. It's just taking its time. Okay, so that's exactly what I want. So if you wanted to add some extra font onto that because it's part of your logo, that's absolutely fine. But for now, I'm just going to export it as PNG. I'm going to call it Teddy Trans. Save. Open up my folder. Cut it. Stick it into my resources folder. Open up this. Insert. Teddy Trans. And as you can see, I want to move over there. That's exactly what I wanted. Obviously, in Photopea, you can make the image itself bigger, but as you can see in Publisher, you can do that already. And there we've got it. And then that might form, you might get rid of your rainbows and use that as your bullet points instead. So there's lots of different options there for sure.